Planète Vagabonde est le média indépendant que j'ai fondé pour proposer une information 100% humaine, inspirée par l'exemplarité et dédiée au développement du sens critique. Mes invités s'y expriment librement et leurs propos n'engagent qu'eux, afin que chacun puisse se forger sa propre opinion. Si vous souhaitez soutenir un journalisme libre, indépendant et positif, attaché à la liberté d'expression, vous pouvez m'aider par vos dons sur planètevagabonde.com. Merci infiniment. Bonjour les abonnés de Planète Vagabonde. Vous savez combien j'ai cœur à partager les travaux et les recherches d'Ole Dammegard, qui est ce grand journaliste danois qui a déjà révélé tant d'opérations sous faux drapeau depuis plus de 45 ans. Ole Dammegard est un chercheur de vérité qui n'a pas peur de mettre à jour tous les mensonges relayés par les médias et par les États. Ça fait maintenant, c'est aujourd'hui mon troisième interview avec Ole Dammegard et l'entretien aura lieu, donc se tiendra en anglais, mais bien vous le verrez, donc il sera sous-titré en français.
Bonjour Isabelle.
How are you today? First of all.
Today I'm very happy to be here with you, and my body is a little bit tired because there's been a lot going on, but that's just the way it is.
I know that you haven't too much gone too much into that the Epstein file, but I just would like to have an idea about what this disclosure of this Epstein file changing your reality today.
Not at all. Not at all, because I've been aware of the Epstein operation for many, many years. I had a colleague outside the courthouse when he was in there, outside where he was held in jail. And we were there just the day before he officially died. And in live broadcasting, I said, absolutely no way is he going to get to court. Absolutely no way is he going to get there alive or in person, meaning that very often in these type of situations, there's a staged death. There's something, happened, and then, oh, isn't it a pity? He suddenly died. Oh, heart attack or falling out of a window or hanging himself in a high security institution, which he actually did. That's what they claim. So I believe that about 0% that he committed suicide in this whole thing, and that the guards fell asleep and the cameras just turned off. Oh, isn't that a pity? Absolute bullshit on steroids. So that thing on its own is like, who was Jeffrey Epstein? That is the important one. And you have to remember when his name started appearing, because it was when Pizzagate was about to explode. Pizzagate was the real thing, which with extremely dark tentacles into pedophile networks on the very highest level, elite level, and with, unfortunately, it's a really dark area to get into, but very satanic rituals. It cannot get darker, with children involved and and high level individuals like Hillary Clinton, Obama, many of these big names up there, completely involved in this whole thing. Oh. And so when Pizzagate was about to explode and really make a difference, because many of us were really digging in to that one, the people in power behind the curtains, had to throw us a bone. So they threw us a bone. They threw one under the, as they say, under the bus. And in this case, it was an individual by the name of Jeffrey Epstein. But Jeffrey Epstein is not the monster, if you want to talk about monsters. No, he was a supplier. And the whole operation was about blackmail, to a very large extent, blackmail, to gather dirt on people so that they could be controlled. So Epstein was working tightly with the CIA, with Mossad as well. These two are people think, oh, Israel and US. It's not like that in the intelligence world. On a low level, on a street level, they look separate, on a higher level, the higher up you get, or lower, actually the pyramid is upside down, the closer these things are together. So it becomes this like mesh of really dark entities, blah, with these organizations. And so Epstein was supplied, he was just like a good-looking guy with, being sent.
It was just a hanger somehow.
I don't know
A
what
hanger,
that means.
A hook
Yeah,
to get the victims.
Yeah, to get into these areas of so-called important people. The way they see them, they don't see them as important. They see them as important in the control system, which people can, if we control them, can give us control over that area, like the music business or the film business or politics or whatever. It's connected into the Bilderberg groups, the Trilateral, the Foreign Council on Foreign Relations, the Club of Rome, all of these like really weird power structures. But anyway, so he was given like incredible places, buildings like for $1. And in New York, he had a big ranch called, I think it was called the Sorrow Ranch. In the US, he had this, the islands, he had other places as well, where these buildings or houses or luxury apartments, blocks were given to him for nothing, but they were all equipped with surveillance systems, like cameras, recording systems, everything, so that whatever happened in these rooms could be taken videos of, photos of, whatever, recordings that could then be used to control the individuals that were there. So this is why I think it's very important when somebody ends up in the so-called Epstein files or in the book of addresses or whatever. That doesn't mean that that individual is a bad human being at all, because in those days, I'm not defending this whole thing. I'm just saying, as a journalist or whoever is looking at this, you have to have an objective mind, because when these things happened, he was one of the big high stake rollers. Everybody was looking up to these type of people like Oprah and other people in this thing. So if you suddenly got invited by them to mingle with like the Clintons or Rothschilds or whoever, I mean, or film stars and stuff, like most people would say, sure, you're going to fly me in a private jet there? Holy moly, go for it. I mean, who would say no to that? You can meet this film star, you can meet that, and all of these. Oh my God, let's go to that island. So, but the thing is, many people were lured into these parties and into these buildings, into these things, where they were then presented with drugs and prostitutes, anything you would like, anything you would like. What was your preference? Men, children, women, drugs, whatever. And then what they were not aware of was that all of it was being filmed and then to be used against you.
Yeah.
This is how they control things. So these files that are now, you have to understand also, when were this whole thing going on? We had the alleged assassination attempt on Donald Trump, when all of this suddenly, this was really going Epstein, boom. And suddenly everybody was focused on that alleged assassination attempt. Then when the alleged murder of Charlie Kirk happened, boom, what was one of the absolute first thing they did was to shut down the investigation around Jeffrey Epstein. What the hell? What had that to do with any? But that's how it's done. Boom, and then they close.
They don't want us to look in another direction. Therefore, they are now bringing all our attention on Epstein. So what do you think we should see behind that they don't want us to see?
That is the important question. And thank you for being so observant, Isabel, because this is exactly it. As a journalist, you have to listen to what is said and what is not said. Okay, and hear what is being shown and what is not being shown. So when something like this happened, boom, and everybody's looking in that direction, I look.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what has been going on for a long time is the same agenda, the New World Order agenda, into one global digital horrendous state where we're moving quite fast in many different areas. And if we do not react or act or whatever, we're heading for not a nice future. I'm not a pessimist, not at all, but I'm saying we have to become aware of these things so that we can direct it in a different direction. So the positive thing is that they're having these bigger and bigger diversion bombs, like boom, okay, look, no, I mean boom, I mean boom, like that, because this is in the process now where these revelations are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, which is good, I think, because I believe that they're getting very anxious behind the curtains. Because the thing is, the minute we understand how few they are and how many we are, this is not a healthy situation for them. When people start finding out that so few has been behind so much horrendous stuff in the world, because this is the thing, when you look at the world, it is a beautiful, beautiful place. But there's been a tiny little, like a cancer growth that has been in the center of it all and just letting its tentacles spread everywhere. Let's say it like this. You are in a theater. On stage is David Copperfield.
Yes.
Or David Blaine. And they're saying, this is reality.
That's right.
What you're looking at is the truth. This is reality as you know it. And they're doing stuff like this. Or if you focus on the stage, I can guarantee you're being manipulated.
Yeah.
It's like he will do things that will mess with your mind. How he does it, I have no idea. So should I focus on him when he says, look at my left hand here, ooh, a rabbit, or like, ooh, where did that come from? I don't look there. I should go behind the stage or under the stage or like that, or check out the room or anything. If I wanted to find out the real truth, I should not be looking at him. Exactly. So here we are now when especially after they released AI, where did AI come from? I mean, overnight, more or less, these companies were developing AI. What on earth, if that was not a co-organized, if this was not coordinated, really, did everybody just, whoa, AI, where did that come from? So this type of technology has been around for, I believe, a very long time. Have we known about it? Absolutely not. Have they used it? Absolutely. That's the way it always is. So once AI came in and we started see all of these TikTok apps and whatever, where you can swap faces with somebody else, now it is very clear that we cannot trust anything when it comes to videos.
Oh, well.
Is that even that person? Do you even know that this is me? Do I even know that that is you? No, we have no idea. Absolutely no idea. And the quality, oh my God. When you look at the latest avatar it's just, you just have to surrender and say, this is the way that I have no idea how it's done. It's just absolutely stunningly beautiful, exceptional. So that means, Isabel, in my world, I have to reverse the whole logic, because you know the law of karma, that evil has to show what evil is going to do. Yes. It's according to the old scriptures. It's like in the manual of whatever reality we're in, is that evil has to show what it's up to. Also, because evil is very afraid of the law of karma. What it does will come back to it. So by deception, it's trying to show us, for its selfish reasons, what it's up to. And if we don't react, then we are the ones to blame, and the bad karma is on our shoulders. That is part of the operation. That is why they keep showing us, they keep giving us subtle leads and hints about what they're going to do. Okay, so for me, it's like, if the technology is so advanced that there's absolutely no way we could tell if it's true or not, why are they not using that? Why are they not using that? When you look at the Bondi Beach crap operations, stuff like that, where it's like, it is so blurry, so poorly carried out from an operational point of view. I was like, oh, give me a break. Do I really have to look at it again? The same type of low body. But there, it's like, if they show you that obviously that it's not real, then it becomes like, okay, like a perfect CIA operation is an operation that happens and we don't even know it happened. That is, according to CIA, a perfect operation. We didn't even see it happen. They did it, it happened. We didn't even know. But these type of things where they have to tell us, so they're making it so bad, even though they could make it fantastic, they're making it bad because they have to show us this is what we're doing. This is because of the karma thing. So now we turn it around and say, I'm not even going to look for the good ones. I just look for crap things because, okay, here it's so bad, it's so blurry, it's following the exact same template, it's on these dates, it's all of these tick, 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 tick boxes that I've been preaching about for the last, I don't know how many, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of interviews that I've done, Yeah. So it's the other way around. When you look at these things, don't look at what they tell you. Don't look at, 14 died in a fire. Just a question that I always ask, is it true? That's the basic thing. Is it true? Did it happen? I don't know. So let me check it out. And then turn it around and decipher it like that.
Yeah,
Can you follow the logic? It's sort of like a backward turned upside down logic.
of course. You often speak about fingerprints, operational signatures, indeed typical of false flag operations. Have you identified new predictive programming in recent events?
I tell you, Isabel, since about a year ago, when I started seeing that the quality of deception through AI, I just took a step back and said, listen, this is beyond me. I don't want to be part of being used to maybe spread things that is not true or false. I could very well be manipulated into being one of these megaphones that would say stuff that they wanted us to look the other way around, to look away from certain stuff. So I stopped going into the operations itself, and I just speak about the major picture. Or if something happens, like the Bondi Beach thing, like as an example, can I give you, is it okay if I ramble on a little bit?
Of course.
Okay, so I was interviewed right the day after, the same day as the Bondi Beach thing happened. So I was like, I hadn't looked into it. I hadn't done anything like that. And so this, I think it was an Australian radio host, he was asking me, and I said, listen, I don't know anything about this whole thing, but if you just give me the date and give me how many alleged shooters were there, and then I can just go from the template point of view and you can see if it ticks any boxes. Do you see? I'll turn it around like that. Okay, so they said, okay, it was the 14th of December. Okay, that's interesting because that is exactly when the Sydney siege thing happened, which was absolute bullshit. And it was also Sandy Hook, which is a 100% absolute false flag operation. I even been part of writing a book, Nobody Died at Sandy Hook, 400 pages, just completely debunking the whole thing. The school wasn't even, it had been closed for 3 years. I mean, it did not happen. Anyway, so that's interesting. So it happened on Hanukkah. Okay, that right away, it's connected with Jewish. So it's a Jewish thing, which is not unusual with these type of operations, because more or less 95% of the time we got Mossad in the background together with the CIA and NATO. It's all the time. I mean, not just sometime, all of the time. Sandy Hook. Do you know the police that was running around looking for the shooter were speaking Hebrew to each other? I have recordings in Sandy Hook, the US. Come on, shape up, guys. At least try to make it look okay. But anyway, so Hanukkah. So right away, it's connected to Israel. And so because Hanukkah, then there will be a lot of Jewish victims. This is the whole thing with a false flag operation. It would be the attacked one is actually the attacker. Okay, so in this case, if the attacked one is actually from connected to the Jewish religion, they will be the one who's carried it out. So in this case, at that point, who would be on the agenda to point out as a patsy? So I said it would be connected to the Middle East or Iran. I would put my money on Iran. Okay. How many were there? There were 2. Okay. So right now we have the transgender theme. Right now, all mass shooters are transgender or described as a woman in a dress. I mean, it's so absurd now. They can't even say a woman. No, it's a woman dressed in a dress. I mean, like, okay. But anyway, so that if it's not transgender, then it's connected to the Middle East at this point, or there in December. So, and 2, okay, so normally they're brothers. If they're not connected to Palestine, it would be, in this case, Iran. I still haven't looked into this bond, I think. So maybe if you looked into it, if it tick boxes. Okay, so it would then also be, there would be victims that had been wounded, and we would recognize them from other operations, like the October 7th thing. Complete false flag operation, completely staged. I mean, 100%. 100%. I even predicted it. I've debunked it 100 times, that whole thing. So we would see very possibly same crisis actors that was there were in Bondi Beach. And Bondi is, as far as I know, a very Jewish controlled area, a rich area. We have the stabbings also that was in that area, the Sydney area, that whole thing. I mean, with the same, if this had been a Danish area, it would have been Danes all over the place. In this case, it is all of these Jewish things would be there. It would happen in an area. If you look in from a Google map point of view, there would be a triangular shape, maybe the lawn would be triangular, something like that from above, a Freemasonic thing. There would be maybe an obelisk in the background, or an obelisk erected as a memorial within a year. Let's wait and see if that happens. And then there would be what I call the catwalk of death, which is like somebody, you never know who it is walking around with a camera among the victims. And the victims are like, oh, help me, like this. All of them quite blurry. It's never so that you can see any details. And most of the people are with their back towards the camera. And the guy, or it's normally a guy walking around, there's no compassion, like I'm going to run up and help somebody. They're just filming it. And people are like, oh, and it makes no sense, like when you've been to war zones, I've been to war zones. I mean, people are freaked out, or if somebody gets hurt, it's horrendous. Here it's like, oh, I'm shot in the butt. And then normally also they give CPR to people that have been shot. Not the best thing. If you're punctured by a bullet, if you start pumping the chest, it is not to be recommended because it could kill the individual. But here, if there is a CPR, which I can almost guarantee, if you listen, there will be a sound going like, because it's a CPR doll. It's not. I have checked with people in the medical services. I've asked, when you do CPR, does it sound? It does not. The Bataclan, you had the Nice electric truck attack down there. You had and if you look at them, it's only half a body. They covered the whole thing, so it looks like it. It's not. So I call that the catwalk of death. And I can guarantee you it's there. And then they have Nike shoes for sure. There will be Nike shoes on the crime scene in the center of footage, photos of the thing. They will maybe gather the shoes of the victims the next day on the beach, something, the shoes, that one, which is a mind control trigger, global mind control trigger. Also, since I've been pointing this out to millions of people now, and it's becoming a joke with these shoes, so that it's not fear-based anymore, they try to transfer it over to neutral things that can affect your mind in the same way in connection with trauma. So they went from shoes, and then they're trying to transfer it over to baby cots or bicycles. So there would be like if you have shooter footage of the shooters or whatever, somebody on a bicycle would just drive by right in front of the camera like that. Or there would be a bicycle turned over, because it looks very dramatic if a bicycle is lying in the street. People saying, oh my God, drama. No, it's a bicycle in the street. And then baby cots, because we go emotional. So it would be women and children. So you would hear maybe a baby in the background, something like that, and help me. And there would be a baby cot. Normally they turn it around until, so it's lying on the side. So then the current trend nowadays, they used to be AR-15s or semi-automatic weapons, but this is Australia, so they're not going to go for that because there's no guns there like that. Nowadays, since the alleged assassination of Charlie Kirk, where they went for a Mauser 3006, which is like an old army type, grandfather type gun from the Second World War and onwards. So now they don't go for, they've got rid of all of the semi-automatics that they could. Now they go for the more old style, because they want to empty the wardrobe so that people have nothing to defend themselves with. So it will be some kind of hunting rifle, some kind of not semi-automatic, and then there will be some hero that attacks. There's always a hero involved. This hero normally looks like a former military dude, short haircut. Normally they used to be well trained, but they're slightly overweight. And then they jump the shooter or something like that, and does some incredible stupid stunt. And then these are the people also afterwards that would then be saluted as heroes in the media. The media will always have a red background in the news feed, like drama, red in the background. So it's blood colored, all of that. And they will interview this person. This person will often be wounded, and they will then be having a bandage on their head, lots of blood, where when you look at the cuts or whatever, there's no way that the blood could run like that. I mean, I speak to medical experts all the time because I don't know for sure. Also, the way the bandages are made, normally it's made by amateurs. That makes no sense whatsoever. And then sometimes, I know in Sweden, for instance, the victim, the hero, was transported to another country because the surgery was so advanced. So to help, and that country would then be connected to the operation. So either if this happened, I don't know, but if it happened in Australia at Hanukkah, then this guy would have been flown, the hero would have been flown to Israel or the US. And they would make a big thing, and in the background you would have the colors of the flag. You would have the white and blue from the Israeli flag, but you would also have light blue and yellow, which is the color of the Ukraine and Sweden at the moment. They really have been pumping this whole Ukraine thing. It's all connected. And then, of course, big time, this dude will be given medals for honor and bravery, and it's all bullshit. There's nothing wrong. And most of the time also, the shooters, whoever they were, would commit suicide on location. So it's case closed, thank you and goodbye. And they would, by the way, look very much like they're from the country that they want to point at. In this case, Middle Eastern, no Israeli looking, but they would look definitely from the Middle East, and most probably from Iran. And the names would be something that is sort of like subconscious, would make you think, oh, terrorist. So it would be like Muhammad or Abdul. Often they repeat the names, so Abdul Kara, or or Muhammad Sayyid or Ali Muhammad, something like that. So it's like, oh my God. And then they have very dark eyebrows and they look really scary so that people would buy into it. And let me see what else.
No,
But so,
only I mean,
so
I think you have brilliantly summarized 45 years of your work. I mean, in 20 minutes, it's absolutely great because you have summarized all the recent event with your way to investigate. Thank you so much. But and I will have now to skip all my questions, but never mind because
no, please
we
go
are
on.
also improvising, and I don't want to interview to take too long because otherwise it will take me 1 month to translate.
God, sorry about that.
Really, really, it's because I'm still doing everything by hand by
But use
myself.
AI,
I'm not
use
working
AI.
with AI. I should. I don't know. I haven't found yet a good AI software to
I can
translate.
help you.
It's
But
really
Isabella, I can do sign language so you don't have to translate so much.
yes, please. By the way, you have, I don't know if you have a guitar on your desk, but there is regularly a big sound making boom, boom. So I was
No,
wondering if you have a guitar
no,
around. I know
no,
you're a great musician.
I think maybe if I touch the microphone, is that it?
What it is? Ah, the mic. Ah, it's the mic.
I,
That's right. I
yeah,
discovered that
I'm
right.
too much of
Okay. I thought it was
I'm
a
gonna move
guitar
away.
because I know that
No,
you're a fantastic guitarist too and
thank you.
compositor. We will talk about that at the end of the interview, by the way. Just to go ahead a bit with Switzerland, you know that I'm Swiss, I'm living in Switzerland. Several analysts refer to the historical role of financial hubs, private network, or discrete channels as operating on Swiss territory. Have you identified concrete elements linking Switzerland to influence or manipulation operations?
I mean, Switzerland and Sweden, the two neutral countries in the world.
That's right.
I beg to differ. I would say neutrality. What does that mean in the bigger game of the world? These two countries have are using this neutrality to hide behind and carry out a lot of dark stuff.
Mhm.
So I love Switzerland. I mean, if you ask me, it's one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And the wealth that it's thriving on, where does it come from? Oh my God, let's go dark again, because where does the wealth come from? It is so connected to dark operations, blood money, war and death, and it's really sad because it's sort of like the two of the thing to combine the two. I always find it really hard, Isabel, when, for instance, if I go to France or something like that, and I come to these like uh, famous war sites. I've been going to many these cemeteries with
Yes,
thousands of graves.
Normandy or yeah,
Normandy, many. I've been
Verdun.
to,
Yes, yes.
yeah, I've been to these places, Verdun. I've been to many of these places, and what really gets to me is the beauty of the location. That
Mhm.
it's always so beautiful. Where and then when you try and wrap your mind around understanding the horror that happened there, and for me, I have such problems
Mhm.
that connect the two. It's the same when I go to places like the Bilderberg Hotel, where the Bilderbergers were, and were in these buildings where they were
Yes,
deciding about so much dark, but the locations are so
it's
beautiful.
marvelous. Yes, the Lac des Quatre
It's
Cantons, all that
no,
places, the
and it just
Lucerne are wonderful. Yeah.
it messes with the mind,
Mm.
and the whole of the Switzerland is like that. I think
Yeah.
it is a very, very dark place, if you ask me, and it's connected also with the sound thing. That's so many things going on that we're not aware of there.
Yeah.
So it's sad to me to say that it
Mhm.
is the same with Sweden. I love
Mhm.
Sweden,
Mm.
and the more I look into Sweden, I go, oh my
Yeah.
God,
All
how
that
could I not
it's
see
quite
it?
bad.
How could I not see it?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the nations. I'm talking about the power constellation that are using these territories, because it's not countries that are doing it. They're using the territories for some reason. And I also think that maybe the mountainous areas are more easy for tunnels and whatever type of crap they're
That's right.
hiding.
Yeah.
It's
Regard
not easy to hide stuff in Holland, for instance. I mean,
uh,
so
still in Switzerland, I know you haven't investigated on that, but I just would like to have your guts, your feeling about that drama that took place in that occurred in Cromontana with this huge fire. Have you examined this event from the perspective of a possible manipulated operation?
I started looking into the videos right away. And when I looked at the videos, it's sort of like, really? It's just completely bizarre. And that the inside of the ceilings and stuff like that was flammable. And then people walking around with these things with sparks all over.
Mhm.
I mean, really, really, it's like, are you stupid? Who would do a thing like that just from a normal point of view? And then it causes a fire that with so much horrendous stuff and death and all of that. And the way it was presented right away, it had so many of the hallmarks of this is an operation to create fear.
Mhm.
This is it's called this strategy of tension by the CIA, is how to inflict fear in societies, especially societies that are sort of soft, where there's not a lot of violence going on.
Kind
They
people,
sometimes
kind
have to
nation, yeah.
they had to shake up these nations, or this is what they want. And so uh I mean, there would never be a mass shooting in Switzerland. I don't think so. Like that wouldn't happen because they don't need it. There's no need for it. So it would either be and terror attacks. No, not really. It wouldn't work. But these either knife attacks, like in like a public place in Vienna or
Germany.
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, like a stabbing of some Allah Akbar type of thing, to get the racism going and this type of thing. These type of things would fit Switzerland, or or accidents, where people, traumatic events like that would hit the nation, like a fire like that, something like that. But then when you rewind it, like I said, I haven't looked into it at all. But if it would follow the normal hallmarks of these operations, you would be able to see there was a reason for that specific location. There would be very possible that the date would have a very significant thing. It would have possibly something connected to the Swiss national feeling, the building or the location or the name or the date or something, so that it would really hit the nation bad. And then
Mhm. It's true that the whole nation was really shocked, actually. Every Swiss spoke about that drama. Why do you think should we what in which interests attends, en français sorry um, uh, why or who would like to scare the Swiss people for what interests?
it's always a matter of control. Like the thing is, they're trying to push a global system of control on all of us.
Yes.
We're in that. Okay. How can they do that? Can they do that with people that say, I'm not going to be scared at anything. I'll just go my own way. I'll do this, I'll do that. Whatever you say, I couldn't care less. No, that is not. They can only control us if we get terrified. The more scared we are, and if they can keep us in a constant state of fear or anxiety or like this,
Exactly.
that's where they want us. You know,
Mhm.
with debt on top of us, like being pushed down, and guilt, and being exhausted, and all of these things, and then add the fear through media. It's like I haven't seen Swiss news ever, but I can tell you for sure, I can guarantee you what's on the Swiss news. There will be the same as in France, the same as in Sweden, the same as in Denmark, there will be a lot of violence. There will be a lot of blaming on the immigrants. It will be the immigrants there will be gang rapes, there will be beheadings, there will be all kinds of stuff like that. There will be like court cases where these young gangs of immigrants have just jumped a 4-year-old child and gang raped her and chopped her head off, or whatever, whatever works in media. And then in the courtroom, the judge is there, and he's going to judge, and they're sitting laughing and making jokes, the ones that did it, and the poor family is sitting crying, oh, it's so horrible. And then the judge is saying, well, we have to let them go because it's democracy. And so this is, and also the end of times, the end of financial times, everything is going down, we are dying, it's the end. This is what will be in the media, a lot of like things that will keep people like this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then first they open the borders to let people in, and then they treat them very favorable. Yeah. So that normal citizens will get like a fifth of the same treatment.
Exactly. Then they will,
so let's say that a normal Swiss person, I have no idea, but will have a pension of whatever, and he can afford like a Fiat. Okay, so the immigrants will be given 4 times that and put in. Yeah. They have not asked for it. They're in the receiving end. They don't even know who's doing it, and they're grateful. Of course, they're coming to a new country. Boom. But the thing is, the idea is to get people stand behind their curtains, and it's just like, oh, look at them. What the hell? I've been paying taxes here my whole life. I've been doing and look at them. They come here and they rape us and they kill us, and they're being treated like it's divide and conquer. Yeah. It's divide and conquer. And what they do is they feed this whole thing to put the blame over there so we don't look at them. Who decided that they were going to be given more? Who decided to open the borders? Who decided? They did. They did. Who supplies them with weapons in many countries and drugs? Who's cutting down the resources for the police so that they cannot interfere? Who's doing that? It's them. And the ones that are making the decisions they are not the ones making the decisions. They're just following orders. They sit in positions of power. Are they the ones deciding? Absolutely not. Have they high moral standards? Absolutely not. No backbone whatsoever. Personalities that is really good in media and can say things at press conferences. Otherwise than that, this is what they can get. There's nothing there of quality at all, because they are just loyal to that behind them, the ones behind the curtains that are pulling the strings like this. So
behind or above them? This is a sensitive question, which was not.
I think
below or above in the invisible. Don't you think in the astral layer of reality that there are some
yeah, but above, this is the way they want. They are serving this God who has like this very red skin and eats with a fork, has a few horns. Yes. But otherwise than that, that's their God. We are striving that way. They're striving. It's called duality. Yes. Good, evil, yes. Up, down, right, left. Both is apparently needed. Both are apparently needed in duality. I really long that we're coming to a point where we can let go of duality and we can step into oneness. That is my goal. But until then, when you have these forces that will talk a lot about God, we have to follow God. They're not talking about the same God as you are. Most people like us, if you say God, we think of a bearded dude up in the sky who does good, who believes in love and compassion. The God they're talking about is this one.
Yeah, I understand.
So I just want to say, I spoke to Chip Tatum, who is the head assassin of George Bush Sr. This is a guy who's been involved in a lot of dark stuff. We became friends, and I interviewed him many times. He interviewed me. And so I asked him one time, because he's been in that world his whole adult life, I said, I don't get it. I don't understand what is up with this power, domination, violence, death. What the hell is going on? And he said, the only reason you don't understand it is because you're not a psychopathic killer. If you were, this would make perfect sense. And so at that point, since this is what we're up against, I've just given up. I'm not even going to try and understand them because I'm never going to understand. They show love through pain. I have that from the inside. When they show love, it is through pain. I mean, can you ever get your head around that one? I cannot.
Ole, you have worked for decades on dark and sensitive subjects until now, actually. How do you maintain inner stability and mental clarity when facing these realities?
What I do has been named conspirituality, which
Oh,
I
wow,
think,
beautiful.
which I find, I like that word a lot.
Beautiful.
Because the thing is, you know, here in Bali, they are more spiritual than I've ever come across. These are not religious people. They are spiritual. You know, it's not,
Yes.
they don't go to church and say stuff. They live it. They live it day in, day out with their flower offerings. And it's just really, really inspiring to watch. And because I'm not into dogmas or books or anything, here's no books, there's no punishing God, there's no nothing. But what they do is that they see that the light and the dark is both needed for what is called duality, for creation. So they feed both and they thank both. And so they have the temples where the light is, and there is like a gate. And on the outside of the gate, you have like monsters, like, oh, to keep the bad spirits out. But what they do is they feed the bad spirits outside as well. They don't say, disappear, disappear. They only say, we accept that you're here. We accept that you're here for our growth as well, and our understanding and our part of being in this creative force. So we see you, but please stay over there, and we will, you know, as long as we like this. So there are temples everywhere, everywhere. So the way there's no judgment. Do you see? There's no judgment. They don't believe in death either. Reincarnation is truth here. So it's like the way they handle problems and death is just like, wow, mind-boggling, beautiful in most ways. So the way I approach these things is I say, okay, on a street level, I see these horrendous things being carried out. On a street level, I will do everything I can to make it stop. I will put myself, I tell you, I will do it. And I've done many, many times. And I'm putting myself in really awkward situation and dangerous situation at times to do it. And that is it. But I do it without judgment. It's like what I think it was Jesus said, judge the sin, not the sinner. You know, so I judge the actions, but not the ones carrying it out, because the way I see it, it's somebody with a distorted mindset and they believe in what they're doing. So if some assassin come here and sees me as the enemy, takes me out, I can't blame him. He thinks that he's doing the right thing. I think he's doing the wrong thing, but that's from my selfish point of view. You know, so I'm not here to judge, but I'm here to do my utmost to transcend this. And the thing is, not to fight with it, but to transcend it. And I believe through truth. So I am not a truth fighter. I am not a freedom fighter. I'm hopefully a peaceful being. I'm hopefully a peacemaker. I'm hopefully a truth transcender. Do you see? Because the thing is, if you have like martial art, you have karate, like bam, bam, it's force against force. The strongest win. In this case, I'm completely lost because, I mean, they've got muscles and weapons or whatever. No chance in hell. I've got like what have I? Nothing. So in that case, if to fight these type of forces with with force, you can't win. It just goes, it just expands and accelerates. Revolution, it goes around and around and around. Check out history. So how to deal with these forces? And for me, it's to, like in martial arts, you got Aikido, that is not an attacking thing. It is to defend yourself. You're getting attacked, you keep your focus, you get out of the way. Then you redirect their energy that was aimed to hurt you. You just let it pass, you redirect it into a circular motion, going down. You make sure they don't hurt themselves, and boom, they go down. You control them and you say, calm down. I ask you, please calm down. Once you calm down, let's get on and let's get on as friends. Until then, I'm just going to hold you there. This is not okay. So it's to use their own energy, non-violent, but redirect their energy so it will be there. They will make their own downfall. This is also where I think that truth is the one. Truth is the one. We don't have to fight. We don't have to do anything. The thing is also, I think that the revolution that many people are waiting for, they're looking in the streets. Where are all the people going? I don't see it like that. I think that the change in the world that we're going into now, it will be by people not reacting, reacting. Because up until now, it's like, and we do things because somebody is hitting us or scaring us, or we are reacting, meaning we don't act from a free will. We just react when something is thrown at us or whatever. So that when people start becoming aware of, wait a second, this might not even be true, what I'm being told about fires or gunshots or terrorists or whatever. What if it's not true? You look out the window, it's stunningly beautiful. You're like, I look at the screen, it says the world is a hell, everything is going down, you're worth nothing. I look out the window, oh my God, where should I look? I think look out the window. And so the more, when you look at all of their operations, all of them are based on fear. It's a matter of them trying to scare you. Okay, fair enough. I don't know any of their methods that is not based on that. In that case, okay, fine, let's deal with it, because then apparently, the way I see it, the solution would be let go of fear. So how to do that? Then you have to ask yourself, where's fear? Is it out there? Is it in here? Is it under the table? No, my fear is here. Within this, okay, so that means that I have some control because it's actually in my territory. And when you look at fear, what is fear? It is something that is warning you about something that has not yet happened. You're not afraid of what happened to you when you were a child. Right. You're afraid of it being repeated. So fear is all the time about something that has not happened yet.
That's right.
So you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my. So actually, when you think of it, it's just pure speculation and an absolute waste of life. I mean, I live under death threats from time to time. What do? I put my address on the website. I'm not a brave person. Do you see? I don't like being scared. I think it's a horrendous thing. I've been more scared than most people, I think. So I don't enjoy it. But I find that by doing that, I'm taking away the possibility to scare me. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not judging you. Here I am. I'm just here. And I really hope you're not coming. And if you come, I will do my best to serve you a cup of tea and let's have a nice chat. But if you're here to take me out, what can I do? I'm sure that you feel that this is the right thing to do. And Isabel, I don't have solutions except in the mind. Purify the mind, get from the mind here into the heart, and then just relax into it and let it pass, just like a bad storm.
So this is why you are offering from April 18 to 25 of April, yes, you're offering in Bali, and I have signed for that.
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes,
coming.
yes.
Finally, I'm coming. I said,
Finally,
I have
Isabel.
to meet my dearest Ole. I have to see you for real. So you are organizing an intensive retreat combining investigation, discernment, and inner exploration, which is really beautiful because it will be a mixture of how to how to investigate about news and actuality behind the stage, and also how to investigate within us on a spiritual level. So, what is the deeper purpose of this immersion, Ole, and who is truly and who is it truly intended for?
It is intended for everyone from the age of 8 to 98 who has an open mind and a heart that cares. And it is, like we talked about conspirituality before, like a combo about conspiracies, but into spirituality, because I think they go completely hand in hand. It's the fight between the light and the dark, and where the battle is in the mind. And so, where the solution is to go from the mind, where they can confuse us, down into the heart, where they cannot, where when you're in the heart, you're in the right place. So I have, like you said, I cannot at this point go to NATO countries. And so many people have sort of made fun or jokes about my name over the years. So Dammegård, you're such a damn guard, or yeah, somebody said Dammegård, but no, but not in a bad way, you know. So, but anyway, so I thought it's interesting because the guard thing, I am a guardian
Yeah,
as
that's
far as
right.
yeah,
Okay,
of truth and transparency.
that's right.
So I thought, let's make this sort of like an education, so that it becomes like a 7-day education type of thing, where you even get a certificate also, so that you tax-wise can, for your company or whatever, that you can get money back, and you will get a certificate at the end. But we call it the Dammegårdian experience, and where you become a Dammegårdian.
Okay.
No need to know anything about anything before you come, or be an expert. Or many people are coming on their own, because this is also, there's so many out there, I think among your listeners as well, that feels very sad and alone and isolated and shut up. They can't speak their truth. It's part of the journey to be confronted by this loneliness. I think it's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. And the ones that you think would dare to support you are often the ones closest to you, that are the ones that are the hardest on you. But here you have a possibility to come and spend a week with light-minded new friends, light-minded friends, and where no judgment. I tell you that I already see here, most places are booked, but it's going to be like 25 in total, of people from all over the world. When I look at this list of people coming, I mean, I get a little
Yes.
teary-eyed, because like people like yourself, oh my God, just that on its own. And then we're going to be in the most beautiful place I know in Bali, called Cinnamon, at the most beautiful Bali. It's like an old hotel, not a retreat, but like a hotel, but not like a 5-star hotel. No, this
Yeah, yeah.
is 5-star true.
Authenticity.
Yeah, it's 5-star authentic
Yeah,
Balinese,
yeah.
and the food beyond, the
Mm.
people working there beyond, the owner Mama Ati, who is a Balinese high priest, beyond. And
And you will be with us 7 days, 24 hours and 24 hours.
I would be the
Almost.
one. I would be up first in the morning, I believe, and the one that goes to bed last. That
Okay,
is my
okay, okay.
intention.
Good, good.
My intention is, Isabel, that through this week, I will sort of go through a lot of true crime investigation type of things to see it through the illusions, but also how to deal with these things. But I can only say from my own point of view, but I think I'm doing pretty good on surfing these waves. So anything I can share that can help other people. Also, there would be different ways, or I will also ask after 4 or 5 days when I really started showing how to decipher and see through a lot of these operations. There's this big case, one of the biggest I've ever looked into, where I'm going to present that case and then ask the people, the participant, to help me see if they see things that I've not
this
seen.
Is exciting. This is
so
exciting.
So there's also going to be, I'm going to do like
co-creation, co-investigation.
Completely, because I only have myself, you know.
Excellent.
And sometimes people say, yeah, but what? Look at that. I'm like, oh, how could I not see that?
That's exciting. You know? Yeah, I'm in.
And also, I'm gonna along the way, I'm gonna show, you know, because of these hidden clues they have in many operations about upcoming attacks. So I'm gonna show like photos and say, do you see anything? These are from 4 different crime scenes. Do you see anything? And if they say yes, then what are you seeing? Because I'm going to show things where I found the clue and predicted like up to 2 months before it happened, so that it's proven that was a clue and that's when it happened. That was a, you know, so you can start see for yourself and then take that with you back into your normal life. And use it when you look at news, when you look at the news reports, being like, because when you start seeing that it's based on problem, reaction, solution, that they're pumping you with problems to get your reaction, like, oh my God, and then serve you the solution. Once you see through that, then when you look at the news, you can see, oh, that's a problem. Don't react, just take a step back, wait for what it is they want you to do, and boom, here it comes. Thank you, I just saw it. I'm so not going to do that, but now I can see it. You break the spell, and suddenly you can see clear. And when you see clear, you can take the power back, because it's sort of like, I'm not buying into this crap anymore because I see what you do. It's just like we're back to the magician on the stage, and you're just like, no, I see that. Oh my God, he has a loose finger. Oh, it's a plastic cap. He pours the sugar into the plastic and he puts it back on his thumb. I saw it. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And then you have the power. And the next time they try to scare you, you're saying, thank you so much for offering me to get shit scared. I'm not buying it. I'm going to go and have a cold beer and a kickback, you know, pina colada, enjoy myself, bring it on next time. Do it a little better. Try to scare me now. Okay, try to scare me now. Mass shooting. Oh, there. Oh, next one. No, I'm not getting scared anymore. Sorry. Virus. I'm not gonna. So take that. I'm not taking that either. Do you see what I'm saying? So you take the power back.
Yes.
You start getting focused inside and balanced. And the thing is, Isabel, what I really hope is that there will be these ripple effects around every single person that goes home, because also they come like often very weighed down, you know, and misunderstood and sad and anxious and depressed because of the way that, and when you are like that, people around you react like that. So it just continues. But when you come home and you're beaming, like if you were in love with life, it has an effect. And then suddenly your relationships, your close relationships starts changing, because they're like, oh, I want a bit of that. That sounds fun to be around. And suddenly you start healing them without them even knowing it. And then after a while, you can even start talking about difficult stuff where you used to bang heads. And suddenly there's an open door and a change can occur. The change has to come from you. Don't wait for it to come from out there.
And thank you also very much, Ole, to give us the chance to take part to one of your main investigation today. That I will be very happy to take part on that experience too beside you.
And Isabel, I can only say, help me put an end to that operation that is ongoing, and you will be part of saving lives. I kid you not. This is direct to equal save lives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just by finding the truth, just by exposing it and getting it out there. That's everything that is needed, because these dark forces can only work in the dark. You aim the spotlight at them, boom, they are neutralized.
Wow. Yeah, that's it's really, it makes really sense. Just to close to end the interview, will you also play us some guitar in Bali? Will you play some music for us? Because I know you're such a great musician, and will you play for us, please, please?
Isabel, do you know what? I've been playing my whole life. I've been in a band. I recorded solo albums and stuff like that. For me, one of the worst thing you can is to play in front of people.
Really?
I get sweaty and shaky. So I have promised myself that if anybody wants to hear, I'm going to bring the guitar, because I challenge myself also, because I know people coming there are challenging themselves. Not more than fair that I do the same. So I'm going to bring my guitar. I'm going to sit and sweat and shake a little bit, and then hopefully I can play after that. It's all mind stuff. So I have to lead the way there as well. And I love the guitar. If anybody would love to or like to listen, I would be most happy. So, yep.
But
I'm gonna bring her.
Yes, I will bring her. The electric one, the blue one, or the
No,
classical
it's gonna be
one?
this one.
Okay, fine, excellent. Okay.
Because also there's gonna be, if I can just say about the retreat, in the morning, one of the mornings we're gonna have like a Balinese ceremony where it's the most stunning thing with fire and flowers and holy water and incense, where Mama Ati takes us through this whole thing with all of this thing, all of it based on gratitude to all the different layers, just gratitude. Amazing way of starting the day. And then also we're going to have like a Balinese children's orchestra. I think there are like 18 of them playing for us, and there's going to be Balinese dancers like this, the whole it's super exotic.
Muppets. Yes, that's right.
Oh my God, it's like no, not puppets.
The puppets.
No, they dance themselves, but they dance. It's a very unique dance, and the eyes are like, it's really quite an experience. And also we're gonna have like fire circles. It is in a stunning place. There's a volcano behind it. It's in a valley like this, where you can see the sea in the distance, but the mountains around are like have you seen the gorillas in Uganda? These type of mountains where the clouds come down. It's a place where we love it. Kim and I even got married the Indonesian way, and so I've tried to do the best of the best of the best on the island of the gods.
Excellent.
So, and I can only say, if people have not had a life-changing experience during these, I have completely failed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this for me, because the location itself, the people coming, the things that are being planned, it will hopefully be absolutely fantastic. And one of the best thing, I'm going to meet you, Israel. Yep, and so will you if you join her.
Indeed. For me, it's a kind of also beautiful experience, because I was in Bali when I was 12 years old. I think, when I was 14 maybe. Long time ago, because my father was ambassador of Switzerland in Indonesia.
Wow.
Yes, so we traveled a lot in Indonesia at that time, and I remember I had such a wonderful souvenir about Bali, and I'm very eager to come back also to smell the spirit of that island again. If people come on behalf of Planète Vagabonde, they might have a little discount for that retreat. Yes, right. Thank you to remind me this. Okay, I think Kim is waiting for you. I hear that she's now already cooking in the kitchen. The meal is ready. Please have a good rest, Ole. Thank you again so much for your sharing your generosity, all the risk you take for us by trying to do your best to reveal the truth and the transparency in this world. Thank you so much. God bless you and see you soon.
See you soon, Isabel. It's going to be an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, me too. Ciao. Bye bye. Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Planète Vagabonde est le média indépendant que j'ai fondé pour proposer une information 100% humaine, inspirée par l'exemplarité et dédiée au développement du sens critique. Mes invités s'y expriment librement et leurs propos n'engagent qu'eux, afin que chacun puisse se forger sa propre opinion. Si vous souhaitez soutenir un journalisme libre, indépendant et positif, attaché à la liberté d'expression, vous pouvez m'aider par vos dons sur planètevagabonde.com. Merci infiniment.